Let me blast off real quick. Where are my drafts on Twitter? Oh, I typed this all up. How did it disappear? It makes me so angry. One sec. I had my tweet ready to go and it like disappeared in front of my eyes. Okay, it's just gone. That's so annoying. All right, give me one sec. I just gotta tweet out the stream real quick. Why is that happening to me lately? I'll draft a tweet and it just disappears. It always used to save them. Going live to dig dirt and rant about the downfall of Vidcon. Okay. There we go. What's up, Queer Geologist? Thank you for the tier 1. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Do you like pancakes? I do. Dan the Man, thank you for the $2 super chat. I'll eat the dirt for you. Don't eat it. I need that dirt. I need that dirt, man. All right, guys. Let's hop into the game. I'm here in my flat world. We're going to be digging dirt today. We are almost to 6 million dirt. Let's do a quick map check to see the progress, see where we're at. I blasted off on Discord. I blasted off on Twitter. Okay. Yeah, so quick progress check on the digging dirt. Thank you for the gifts powered by Jules, y'all. Thank you very much for the 1,000 Jules, Kaysen. Really appreciate it. Patches, holy moly, with the 10 gifties. What the frick? Oh, out of nowhere. Dude. Patches, thank you for the 10 gifties, man. That was unexpected. Great way to blast off the stream and get the day going. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hello, Mogswamp. I have a question about the liquids only video with Wamba. I've been trying to recreate the bug, and his video is the only one. Are you talking about the resetting the chunk bug? It's really hard to do. It took us hours to pull it off. If you want to talk to anybody who understands that bug more than anybody else, SB737 could write apparently this guy could write like a thesis dissertation on how that chunk resetting bug works. I think Wamba and I got kind of lucky in the liquids video. Anyways, guys, let me get the music going. Holy moly. Thank you, Mater's Death, for the 1 gifty over on YouTube to Scout Punk. Thank you so much, guys, for all the generation. I appreciate it. And Undead Robbie, thank you for the prime. So as you can see, guys, we are officially done digging all the remaining dirt in the Mega Hex. At this point, all that's left is the grass. So there's no exposed dirt. If you guys remember, this whole area here used to have a bunch of dirt, but we've officially finished digging all the sections that used to be dirt. So now it's all down to grass. And that's why I want to spend today's stream converting some of the grass to dirt again. Because we have flying machines that can clear out the water. So I want to cover this entire section of the map with water so that all of this grass gets converted into dirt. Then we're going to use flying machines to clear the water, and we'll dig all the dirt out. So that way we are able to... That way we'll be able to get points for all the dirt that we're digging instead of it just counting towards the grass. Try not to spam the YouTube chat, guys, by the way. I'm gonna throw you in a timeout. Let me know if the music's too loud, guys. Soap, thank you for the 18 months. Hey, Mog, how you been? Barring VidCon, I've been great. And honestly, VidCon was great, too. I had an amazing time. I'll do my VidCon rant in a little bit, but, you know, just because the convention sucks doesn't mean that VidCon as an experience is bad, because the cool part of conventions is always going to be meeting the people and hanging out with the people. So that, like, they can't take that away from us. It's just sad to see the convention get worse and worse over the years, and I'll talk about it in a second. I'm just gonna start getting myself set up to spread this water and stuff like that. Let's see here. How often do you do super flat? Oh, non-super flat vids. How often do I do non-super flat vids? Very rarely, I would say. I'm kind of the super flat guy, so I try to stay in my lane. All right. So yeah, we're gonna go over here, and I think the best thing to do is just start spreading the water across this entire box here. I think we should just be able to cover this whole thing with water pretty easily. The best way to cover something with water is to go diagonally. So I'll show you guys the method in just a second. Do you have the Chaos Cubed update on? I have not updated to Chaos Cubed yet. I am still on, I'm still on 1.21.11, so I haven't done the 26s yet. So I'm not on Tiny Takeover or Chaos Cubed, 26.1 or 26.2. I think I'm gonna go straight to 26.2, and so we'll be able to upgrade pretty soon here. But yeah, let me show you guys my elite water spreading method. So you're gonna want to go diagonally. You start with 2 buckets, 1 water there, 1 water here. That's gonna create some source blocks, and we can spread our water diagonally. And then you basically just take 1 bucket and, oops, go like this. Stutter step your way forward. Do you see how we're like stutter stepping back and forth to make our way in this diagonal manner? And that'll spread all of these source blocks, and they'll just keep spreading out in diagonal directions. And pretty soon, you'll have a crazy massive area cleared, and we can see it's already converting all that grass into dirt. That's awesome to see. That's exactly what we want. Look at that. That's all gonna be dirt soon, and then we can come through with our redstone machine and turn it all back, or get rid of all the water with a flying machine. That shouldn't take too long, and then we'll be able to have all this count for dirt. Everybody always asks me like, why aren't you counting the grass towards the dirt count? It's like, one reason is just because it's hard to do in the game. There's no easy way to add the grass mine statistic onto here. But also, like, I promised that I would mine 50 blocks of dirt for every subscriber I got. And I said dirt. I didn't say grass. So I'm trying to stay true to my word. I'm trying to be really strict with the interpretation of how I said it. I'm not surprised VidCon has gotten worse. Glad you were able to have a decent time anyways. Yeah, we'll get into it. We'll get into it in a second. So thank you for the 100 bits. What did you say? What did you say? I heard you had to talk to Gab. I hope you know how proud I am that you managed to make it through that. Yeah, it was tough. It was tough, but I made it through. It was scary. It was scary. You know how Gab is. But yeah, guys, so VidCon was last weekend. I've been home for, half a week now, right? I think it was last weekend. Yeah. And then I had a wedding right after VidCon on the 27th. So it was a pretty eventful weekend for me. I've been pretty busy. By the way, I hope you guys enjoyed the newest Super Flat episode that I put out. It's not a Flat World episode, but it's more of a Super Flat info episode about the new Flat All Dimensions preset that Mojang added into the game. Some really interesting implications for the future of Super Flat. So if you guys haven't seen that video yet, definitely go check it out. Where was VidCon? VidCon every year is held in Anaheim, right next to Disneyland, like literally across the street from Disneyland in the Anaheim Convention Center. So I'll talk all about my trip. What does your wife think about your affair with the Wandering Trader? Well, first of all, I don't have a wife. I have a girlfriend. And second of all, she understands that, like, it's sort of like a package deal. Like, I come with me and Wandy T are like a package deal. She knows that our relationship transcends relationship boundaries. Me and Wandy T, so basically what I'm trying to say is my girlfriend's a real one, and she understands the romance that I have with him, and she would never get in the way of that. And if she did, kick her out on the streets. How long have you been with your girlfriend? Almost 4 years. Would you ever consider doing a collab with Wreck-Crap? I would love to do some vids with the Wreck-Crap. I think I should invite him to do something, like just hang out and talk. Honestly, we had a really good chat at VidCon while we were signing the Naked and Afraid posters. I was talking with Rec the whole time, and I don't know, he's just such an easy guy to talk to, and I like talking about life with him. I think, like, maybe we should look for some sort of opportunity to, like, do something together. Sort of the same feeling I had with Rendog after TwitchCon. I really want to hit up Rendog and see if there's any sort of content we could make together, just where we're, like, talking and just hanging out. Because I had such a fun time chatting to him. You seem similar to Mudflaps. Yeah, I do a lot of similar challenges to Mudflaps for sure, so I definitely understand the comparison there. What is this music? It's kind of creepy. All right, that should spread all the way down. And then we can connect these two sides up, and all the water should spread. There it goes. Whee! This is my favorite part. Whee! Oh, I love the way water works in Minecraft, dude. It's so satisfying to fill in a big section like this. All right, we better go to bed. By the way, guys, I did turn my mob switch back on. It's really easy to turn on and off. I don't know why I've been avoiding it for so long. It takes like literally 2 seconds. So I did turn my mob switch back on the other day, just because the mobs were really starting to annoy me. So we won't have to deal with mobs at all. We're basically in peaceful mode right now. The music is so fitting right now. I know, I figured we'd listen to some water-themed music while we do this task. But so, should I get into the VidCon discussion? Should we talk about VidCon, guys? I think maybe we should pretty soon. I just wanted to, like, get started on my task before I dive into the whole discussion. This will probably be a Mogswamp video too, little Mogswamp discussion video. So, you know, ask good questions. You might be able to see yourself in the Mogswamp video whenever we upload that. Is your girlfriend Pink? No, that's my brother actually. Pink. If you're talking about Pink in my Discord or the account who appears in the chat sometimes, that's my brother. Growing up, we had like a group duo name called Pink and Purple. He was pink, I was purple. There's actually some of the Pink and Purple videos might still be on my channel. We did a Castle Crashers series together years and years ago. I'm talking like 2013 or something like that. And I think I kept those videos up. I'm not gonna lie. We also had a Minecraft series, but those are unlisted on the channel. Just Niffy, thank you for the Prime, dude. Thank you for the Prime. Who's older, you or your brother? I'm the younger brother. He's 5 years older than me. So I think he's 35 now. I just turned 30. And then, yeah, he's married. He's got 2 kids, my niece and my nephew. Super cute. All right, there we go. So that should take care of everything up to this line. That's going to all spread backwards. And look at that. It's all turning to dirt already, guys. Look at that. Oh, it's so nice. Oh, this isn't so bad doing the water method. Where's the kitty cam? I don't know where Miko's at right now. Oh, he's on the couch over there, so he's not on the cat cam. If he goes on the cat cam, I'll definitely switch it over for you guys. Both of you are unks? That's not true. My brother's not an unk yet because I don't have any kids, so. My brother's just a father. He's not unk yet. He's just dad. I'm the unk. Which is crazy. How am I unk and he's not? I'm older than him. That's not fair, man. That's not fair. Or, I mean, he's older than me. That's what I meant to say. Alright, guys. Let's do it. Let's get into the discussion of VidCon. So, let's do a little intro. We need to talk about the VidCon situation. So, I just got back from VidCon Anaheim, and first off, let me just get one thing clear. Although VidCon, the convention, has gone downhill over the past few years, down, 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 I still had a great time at VidCon. I want to make that super clear. VidCon, and any other convention for that matter, is all about the people. It's always going to be about bringing the community together, getting everybody in one place, you know, seeing those people who usually you only see through Minecraft. So that aspect of the convention was great, but that's you know, that's the same with any convention, right? What I'm talking about when I say VidCon has gone downhill is the actual convention itself, not the people you meet, you know, not the Minecraft community or meeting the fans or anything like that. I'm talking about the literal convention itself. And so let me just give you guys a bit of context. This was my third VidCon in 2026. I went to VidCon 2024, VidCon 2025, and then VidCon 2026, all in Anaheim. I wanted to go to, I believe it was VidCon 2025 in Baltimore, but they shut it down. So now there's only a West Coast VidCon. There used to be 2 a year, one on the East Coast as well, but I never got the chance to attend the East Coast VidCon. It no longer is a thing. More context for VidCon, which might give a little bit of an indication as to why it's gone so downhill, is that VidCon has changed hands several times over the past few years. So originally, I believe VidCon was created by like Hank Green and John Green, the Vlog brothers, if you've ever heard of them. I'm sure you have. One of them's a famous author, the other's famous YouTube science guy. And so I'm sure you've encountered their content at some point if you've ever been on the internet. But yeah, so these guys, the Vlog brothers, were the ones, I think, who originally created VidCon. A few years back, it got sold to some other company, and then last year, I believe it changed hands again to some new company. And so it has definitely gone through some corporate shakeup over the years. What exactly is VidCon? That's a great question, Otigo. So back in the day, I think VidCon basically was the YouTube convention. You know, there's TwitchCon, which is put on officially by Twitch, but YouTube themselves doesn't actually hold a convention. It's only ever been an unofficial fan thing, again, made by the Vlog brothers originally. But for many years, it was basically like the de facto go-to YouTuber convention, right? In the past 3 years, that I've been visiting in, I've definitely seen it start to change. Now it feels like it's more of like a Snapchat, TikTok, Twitch kind of YouTube convention, you know, like they're trying to do all the different video platforms and sites, and I have my issues with that because, first of all, we already have TwitchCon. We don't need another convention that prioritizes Twitch streamers. Second of all, TikTokers and Snapchatters just don't really have the same level of dedicated community and fan bases that YouTubers have. I just think short form is sort of a different beast where, you know, you could be a fan of someone's short form content and see it all the time, but you're not going to have that same deep connection with them probably that you would have with a YouTuber, with someone whose long form content you're watching, right? So anyways, let's talk about what actually was wrong. What actually went wrong with the convention, right? So, first, I'll show you my tweet just to set the stage. I was so upset by VidCon this year, my third year going, that I literally had to tweet at them. I said, the fall off of VidCon needs to be studied. Genuinely insane how downhill it has gone. Would not recommend this convention to anyone at this point. Then you can see a lot of likes and a lot of reposts, and I don't know if there's a way to like see who reposted it, but I'm just gonna tell you there were a few creators who were literally invited to VidCon that reposted this tweet or liked it. So that's not a good look. That's not a good look at all. So one thing that was immediately off about VidCon this year is it keeps shrinking. Year after year after year, this convention just keeps getting smaller and smaller. 3 years ago when I went for the first time, it took up all of the Anaheim Convention Center, all 3 buildings, they used them. One was for registration, one was for like the showroom, whatever, right? Now it just keeps shrinking and shrinking to the point where this year they actually had Fan Expo going on in the same building. So you'll see Fan Expo, Anaheim Convention Center, June 26th to 28th. That's weird. June 25th to 27th, Anaheim Convention Center. What? Same convention center, same dates with overlap? That's odd. So yeah, Fan Expo and VidCon actually had to share a convention center this year. That just goes to show how much smaller VidCon has gotten over the past several years. It just keeps shrinking. It's sad to see. So yeah, that was kind of a bummer. Next thing I want to touch on that already was a bad sign before the convention even started was you get to VidCon and oh my god, they had one sponsor this year and it was AI. Every single thing in this convention, I kid you not, was AI sponsored, down to the lanyards, the posters outside the convention, every last thing. And look, like or hate AI, everybody's kind of in a different place with it right now. There's maybe a nuanced discussion we could have, but I just think for a convention about creators and their communities and creativity, it is pretty egregious to have AI be plastered all over this convention when it's literally taking creators' jobs away. And yeah, not a very good look. You know, a convention all about creators should be about humans and their creativity and stuff. So that was definitely not great to see. Let's see here. Let me see if I can show you guys a little of what I'm talking about here. So, my friend Dill Pickle here had his last 4 years going to VidCon, and he said in his tweet, "Notice how I didn't wear the stupid lanyard this year because of what it promotes." He's referring to all of the AI. It's like every single VidCon AI, VidCon AI. 1 second. Can someone get the... God. Totally ruined my flow. Jesus Christ! What was I even saying? That was so goddamn annoying. Stupid Uber Eats. Okay, what was I saying, dude? What even happened, bro? I don't know. The Uber Eats driver just was like, I need a pin. I need a pin. I'm like, I don't know where my roommate is. Go away. Go away. I don't care. Jesus Christ. I gotta calm down. That was so annoying. Holy moly. AI. Everything's AI at VidCon. So yeah. Dill Pickle here says, notice how I didn't wear that stupid lanyard this year because of what it promotes. He's talking about the AI. You can see people talking about it here. We ended up scribbling it all out with Sharpies. Promoted AI so bad. Hated this year. People are not happy. People are not happy with the AI slop everywhere. Why are you using Jesus' name as a cuss word? I don't know. I'm not religious, so it doesn't matter to me. Okay. Whew. So I was already pretty annoyed with all this about VidCon. You know what I mean? Like, already going to this convention, they're not on a great start. It's like AI slop everywhere. The convention keeps shrinking. They're putting it in the same building as Fan Expo now. It's not a great start, right? But I'm like, whatever. We can get past this. Then comes registration day. So, I show up on the first day of the convention on Friday to get my ticket because on Thursday, got a hair in my mouth. On Thursday, it was my 30th birthday. So I went to Disneyland, had a great time. We ate in the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. PlayStation killing physical copies of games is bad. I agree. Not a fan of that. Let me see if I can show you guys some fun photos from Disney. All right, so I'll just show you guys a few photos. All right, cool. Here are some photos from Disney. Here's me practicing my pog face on Splash Mountain. Here's me eating dinner in the Blue Bayou, the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Here's the cake I got, my birthday cake for the dinner. And then, what is this? Here's all the boys hanging out at the dinner. It was fun. It was a good time. But anyways, the whole point was because I was in Thursday all day at Disney for my 30th, I couldn't pick up my badge the day earlier on Thursday. So I had to pick up my badge on Friday, the first day of the convention, which is what most people do, especially those people who are only getting one-day passes, right? And so, oh boy, that's when I decided to tweet, was when I stood in line to get my pass at VidCon. It was horrible. So 3 years ago, in 2024, or 2 years ago, however you want to say it, when I went, I remember it was super easy. The building where you pick up your badges was air conditioned. You would go down an escalator, you'd go pick up your badge. It was maybe like a 45-minute wait to pick up the badge. The badge lines were separated so that creators didn't have to stand in the same place as the people with the normal passes. It all worked out pretty well. It was like a pretty standard badge pickup at any convention. Last year at VidCon, it was definitely worse. They had the line going outside, and it didn't really make a lot of sense, but it wasn't too bad. It was no big deal. Doggy Tamer, thank you for the tier 1 gifty. I appreciate it. Strawberry, thank you so much for the raid. But this year, the line was abysmal. It was 2 hours long in the hot baking sun, no shade whatsoever. There was literally one singular metal detector to get into this building. And the worst part, after waiting 2 hours in the scorching sun, you get into a building perfectly air conditioned with so much space. A room that's so big it could have fit the entire line inside the building in this air conditioned room, but they didn't do it. It was literally insulting. It was literally insulting. Spook, thank you for the tier 1. Thank you so much, man. And not only that, this year, I didn't get invited guests. I didn't get anything. VidCon didn't even respond to me. They didn't even send me an email back about my application. Nothing. Not a single word. But I'm friends with people who did get invited guests, like King Samalot, for example, who I stood in line with, who's very, very, very popular, especially with the younger crowd. And oh my god, he was getting literally swarmed and mobbed by a literal swarm of little kids, and security did nothing. Sammy was forced to stand in the same line with everybody else. It was basically like being forced to do a free meet and greet outside with zero security or oversight. I can't tell you how bad this is. So for context, I was just at TwitchCon Rotterdam like a month ago. The line was even bigger, and yet it took maybe 10 minutes for them to process everybody because there were like 20 different metal detectors. Lines for accessibility, lines for journalists, lines for creators, separate lines for everybody, so you didn't have to mix and mingle where you don't belong. I cannot tell you, the difference between VidCon and TwitchCon was crazy. Honestly, it felt like a bit of a humiliation ritual. I don't want to be a diva. I don't want to be dramatic, but forcing me to stand for 2 hours in 90-degree weather with a bunch of my fans who were trying to take pictures of me when I'm just trying to pick up my badge, and I didn't even get invited to this convention with 3 million subscribers, it was literally like a humiliation ritual. I will never, ever go to VidCon again unless they invite me. It is an absolute travesty that this is how they treat creators, dude. Like, I'm not trying to be a diva, but like, holy moly, something bad could really happen with this, with the lack of security that they've got. And at this point, I don't think they're going to do anything until something bad happens. And then everybody's going to be like, wow, the signs were so clear. Why didn't anybody do anything? And I'm going to be like, yeah. So, the line was what broke the straw that broke the camel's back for me. That's when I finally lost my mind and decided to tweet about how horrible VidCon is. But that wasn't it. It did not stop at the line, because once you got in the convention, it just got worse somehow. It just got worse. Unironically, TwitchCon is gonna pop. The Twitch booth in the VIP area was the best part. That is one of the funniest things about VidCon. Was one of the best parts of the entire convention was the Twitch booth in the VIP lounge for creators that they had. Which just shows how much better Twitch is at this stuff than VidCon. Like, it's not even a question. Like Twitch actually understands and cares about their creators in a way that VidCon does not. And I'm not saying YouTube, because YouTube is great. YouTube does a great job, but YouTube's not involved with VidCon anymore. So whoever's running VidCon, they don't get it, they don't know their target audience, and they definitely don't understand what creators need. More to say. So the programming was horrible. Total lack of security or respect for creators inside. And I've got more I want to say on that when it comes to the lifesteal panel specifically. I'm going to get into that in a second. But yeah, in general, just a total lack of relevant programming. You know, all of the events were these really poorly put together King the Creator game show style things. Almost no value in any of the programming they were offering. And a lot of it revolved around like AI and promoting AI and pushing AI. Yeah, just I think one of the biggest things that went wrong with VidCon was just a complete collapse of any relevant programming at all. At least in years past, when I looked through the events, I would find one or two panels that I was interested in attending. Even like as a creator, like, oh, that's actually, you know, building a team and how, you know, like that actually sounds pretty interesting. Nothing of the sort this year. Nothing at all. Holy Moses. 50 gifted subs from Tactical Tomato. Holy... Dude, that is absolutely insane. Dude, thank you so much, Tomato. That is crazy, bro. I don't know what I did to deserve a 50 bomb on a random Wednesday. Thank you so much, dude. W's in the chat. Fill the chat with W's and money sweat emojis for Tomato, dude. That is crazy. I actually do got the money sweats now. That is nuts. Woo! That was insane, Tomato. Thank you very much for the support, dude. I am actually so sweaty now. You literally just gave me instant money sweats. I don't know why that happens to me. I don't know why I start sweating when people give me money. We should look into it. There's gotta be a scientific explanation. Anyways, guys. The lack of creator security and respect. Again, like, from my perspective, it feels horrible to have reached 3 million subscribers on YouTube and to not even get a response from VidCon whenever I apply. Like, I literally, like, they don't say anything. They've never replied to me. They don't respond. That sucks. But from the perspective of creators who actually did, you know, get something from VidCon, get invited by VidCon, you know, I'm friends with the Lifesteal guys. I saw their booth, I saw their panel, and by the way, they do an incredible job, but my God, the difference between what they were given to work with for TwitchCon Rotterdam and what they were given to work with at VidCon was so insane. Last year at VidCon, Lifesteal was the biggest panel in the entire show. They filled the entire main stage and more. It was standing room only. It was by far the biggest panel in all of VidCon last year, in my opinion. This year, they were given like a game show event, kind of similar to some of the stuff they were doing at TwitchCon, but the difference in the resources they were given was unbelievable. They were stuck on a tiny little stage where in the game zone where there were kids playing Smash the whole time Lifesteal was trying to do their panel. There was no place to sit. You couldn't hear them. They were given almost no time to set up, almost no assistance from any of the tech people. Like, I was just blown away. I think one of the reasons that I was so shocked by how bad that VidCon was this year was because I had just been to TwitchCon Rotterdam like a month before. And the juxtaposition between TwitchCon Rotterdam and VidCon Anaheim could not be more stark. Like, it's just insane how far creators can go when they're given proper resources, like Hannah Rose, Tubbo, Corey Way. These people are putting on world-class events at these conventions. Like, Tubbo's mid-offs at TwitchCon was unbelievable. That was one of the greatest live Minecraft events I've ever seen pulled off in my life. This is the biggest game in the world. You know, we have the numbers to support these kinds of events. It's amazing to see that sort of stuff happening. But then to go to VidCon and see Minecraft creators just totally shafted and given, like, as much respect as you would give, like, I don't know. I don't even know what the analogy is, but they've given literally no respect at all. It was pretty shocking. It made me pretty angry. And, I don't know. There was this moment. There was this big sign in the convention. And it was like a big poster for some AI product. And it was like, creators deserve better tools. Try our AI editing software. I'm like, creators deserve better tools? Creators deserve a better convention because VidCon is garbage. It is trash. Creators deserve so much better than that. And I love that TwitchCon's great. I think TwitchCon's heading in the right direction. It's awesome that TwitchCon has become such an amazing event. But I'm a YouTuber! I'm a YouTuber. I have so much more clout on YouTube than I ever will have on Twitch. I'm never gonna be the biggest Twitch guy. And so, yes, it's great that TwitchCon is great, and it's great that there's a convention for all the Twitch people and all the streamers, but I make YouTube videos. I want there to be a place where I can shine, where I can be the star of the show, and my community can come together and meet me, and we can have fun together. And right now, it just does not exist because VidCon is such a dumpster fire. So, what else do I need to say? Just in general. Oh yeah, here's another thing about Lifesteal, by the way. Did they get stolen from? What is this about? Gab, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Mog, what's your thoughts on the tank top I gave you? Yeah, by the way, this was a gift. I got it at VidCon. Shout out Gab da Boy for this incredible tank top of me making out with Wandy T. I will wear it to my grave. This is what I want to be buried in, this shirt. But yeah, please, warning, expletives in this tweet. I did not tweet this, but VidCon is sucking bleep right now because what do you mean 10K worth of Lifesteal merch got stolen because they couldn't keep it secure? I don't know what this is about. I saw Pofa and Durap talking about how bad this year's VidCon was. What do you mean they had Lifesteal merch stolen right out of the boxes? Please look into Lifesteal merch stolen situation. The original tweet about this was deleted. So I actually don't know if this is real. But it's one of those things where it's like, it's believable because of how bad the security was. Even if this is not true, the fact that I would readily believe that 10K worth of merch got stolen because of how the like complete lack of security, like it's kind of an indictment of VidCon that I even believe this. You know what I mean? Like that's such a bad argument, by the way. People will use this argument all the time. They'll be like, well, the very fact that I thought this thing was true about you says something about you. And it's like, no, it doesn't. But in this case, I am making that argument because even if the Lifesteal merch wasn't stolen and this was a misunderstanding, just I would so readily believe that this was true just because of the complete lack of security of VidCon. So I do think it's like, in this case, it's kind of a valid point. I wanted to look at just a few other creator opinions just so that you guys know that it's not just me saying these things, but just in general. Quick summary. AI slop everywhere. It's more and more corporate. It's less and less about the communities. They're more and more targeting the con towards young children. They got rid of the Artist Alley from last year or shrunk it down significantly. It's more and more about TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch and less about YouTube. And in general, YouTube basically pulled out this year. Like in the past, there's been multiple YouTube parties. I've gotten to go to roundtables and feedback sessions with YouTube executives. Nobody from YouTube showed up this year, as far as I can tell. So it seems to me that YouTube is basically giving up on VidCon as a company, which is pretty sad to see, but it makes sense. So yeah, real quick, let's look at some other creator responses. This is Tubbo, literally saying there's nothing to do at VidCon.
That's awesome. What you guys been doing on the stream?
Nothing. Genuinely, there is nothing to do at VidCon.
I know, that's what I've been saying, bro.
Yep. There we go. I know, that's what I've been saying. There is nothing to do at VidCon. And here's Pofa. I retweeted this. As VidCon comes to a close this year, getting to meet both old and new faces has been once again such an awesome experience and really inspiring. That being said, the amount of AI promoted material and lack of security for the creators was so disappointing to see. VidCon was an event for the creators and fans and is now for the companies and businesses. I hope they plan on making changes in the future. Bam! Pofa summed it all up in one succinct little tweet. Just chef's kiss. I could not have said it better myself. Pofa nailed it. Everything he just said was spot on. This was my problem with VidCon. So what do I want? What do I want from VidCon in the future? More security, more relevant panels, respect for creators, and more resources given to creators to hold great events. Give me a response when I apply. You know, it's okay to just say no. We don't want to have you at the convention, Mogswamp. But it's pretty insane to me that I have 3 million YouTube subscribers and they won't even give me a response. No AI slop, that's a given. focus more on the community and make this a convention for YouTubers. Make this actually about YouTubers instead of TikTok or whatever the frick they think VidCon is for right now. Anyways, that's the rant. That is the VidCon situation. The VidCon situation is crazy, as they say in the YouTube commentary community. I don't know, man. I hope it gets better. I really do wish there was a YouTube convention for YouTubers and not for Twitch streamers. But right now, we've only got the Twitch streamer convention because VidCon is busted. So if you're wondering, okay, VidCon's busted, what do I do instead? Let me put you on game real quick before I end this video. There are 2 cons that I've heard whispers about, and one of which I'm going to. So if you're gonna go, you can see me there. The first convention that is being hyped up as a sort of an alternative to VidCon is DreamCon. DreamCon is in Houston, Texas. Now, I will say this is more of an anime convention, and it's definitely, I would say, geared towards people of color from what I've seen, but still a great time. I went last year and I had an absolute blast. They have some really cool people on the roster as well. So DreamCon, worth looking into if you're feeling a little bit sad about the way that VidCon's going. And the other one I would tell you about is Open Sauce in, I believe, the Bay Area. Open Sauce is more geared towards like hackers, makers, people who make things, but the YouTube presence and the creator presence has been going up and up and up in the past few years, and now at this point there's a lot of different creators who you might recognize who go, and there's creator parties there, and it's sort of becoming like another VidCon, like a better VidCon that actually is about cool stuff. So as a gaming creator, I don't know how well I'd fit in at Open Sauce. I probably won't go this year because it's so close to DreamCon, and I'm going to DreamCon instead. But interesting and worth checking out. Maybe in 2027 I'll have to pull through on Open Sauce. But that's the rant. Hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah. Hopefully VidCon gets their stuff together. Maybe they'll see this video and decide to actually try to put on a real convention next year. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. That's it for today. Peace. All right, that's the video. We filmed a video. Good job, chat. Oh. MomoCon and DragonCon in Georgia is so much better. Haven't heard of those ones. All right, let's get back to water. Watering my world. What do you guys think about my rant? Did I do okay? DragonCon, it's like 5 city blocks in Atlanta. Best rant ever. I actually listened for once. W rant, 10 out of 10. Great, thank you. I don't know, man. I just like, it made me so sad. It made me so angry and so sad, and like, I don't know. Just to like I said, the meeting people part of the convention's always going to be great. It's always worth going just for that, but like, the worse the convention gets, the less people will go. And then the meeting people part of the convention will also suffer eventually. You know what I mean? So, like, the convention still needs to be good enough to attract people to come for you to get the benefit of going at all. And that's my fear, is, like, next year, no one's even gonna bother. VidCon is a good example of how art and capitalism are contradictory. Yeah, I think that's a thing for sure, but like, I think there's definitely like a way that you can run a convention for a community and have it like make money and still be an awesome experience for all that attend. And I think, you know, TwitchCon's doing that, you know? I think, like, you can be a greedy corporate goon and still, like, we can have our cake and eat it too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we don't have to just, like, have soulless slop fest conventions. Like, you can still have a good convention that actually makes money. It's probably more work and it's harder to pull off, but that doesn't mean it's not possible. They ran the convention for years. I don't understand the major switch up this year. I mean, I think they switched companies. So the major switch up this year is entirely due to new management, likely. Wow, it's so pretty with the rain. Look at these little water drops. They're so pretty. So VidCon Baltimore was so bad they had a literal blow-up corn maze. Yeah, I'm sure it was pretty janky. This is a cozy activity, not gonna lie, just watching you place the water. It is cozy, I'm having fun. OMG, hi, new fan. I just watched the SOS SMP movie. You did? Oh, I'm so proud. That's one of my most favorite videos I've ever made. I hope you really enjoyed it. I worked so hard on the SOS movie. Wait, you'll show me your Sweet Pea cosplay next year at TwitchCon? You've got a Sweet Pea cosplay? Oh, I would love to see that. That sounds incredible. Yo, Mog, currently breaking around 300,000 bedrock in my super flat world. I've never gone to VidCon, but the rant sounded fair. Tomato, how are you doing the bedrock breaking? Because I really want to break a bunch of bedrock in my flat world. Would you mind sharing the method or the machine you're using? Because I really want to break like a few 100,000 bedrock in my world. I would love it if you could DM me on Discord with any knowledge you might have. I haven't been keeping up with bedrock breaking methods, so I just know my old method is broken. I got you, homie. Dude, thank you so much, Tomato. You're the go to this stream today. Mog, I've only just found your channel, and not finding your channel sooner is my biggest mistake ever. Oh, that's so sweet, dude. I'm glad you found the channel, too. Hopefully, I can provide you lots of entertaining content in the years to come, man. I definitely want to just keep going and keep making the best content I can. I'm so motivated right now to just make some, like, super fire videos for you guys. Ah, thank you, Tomato. Thank you, thank you. I saw you just sent that to me. All right, that should spread down to the end here. And we should be good. I think we just need to make sure that this spreads here. All right. That should be it, right? Let's take a look. Yeah, that's the whole area covered it with water. Nice, dude. Oh, my bucket. Mind the bucket. Mind me bucket. Is that, what is that? Is that Viva Pinata? I think that's the well guy from Viva Pinata. Well, that's a deep cut, man. Mind me bucket. Mog being a waterbender, literally. All right, so I want to spread more water. I think we can just go ahead and do this entire chunk over here. I don't see why not. Let's do it. What's all this water for? We are converting all the grass into dirt, and then we're gonna get rid of the water. So that we can dig all the dirt. So it is, it's kind of a pointless exercise, but it will convert all the top layer of grass into dirt so that we can mine it, and it will count towards our dirt mine statistic. And yes, dirt mining is also slightly faster as well, which is a nice perk. So let's do this entire section here with water. And then I think we can do this section here with water. And maybe that'll be enough. Where is Miko? Where is Miko? Miko! I think he's probably under the couch. Sometimes when I stream, it's a little too noisy for him, so he goes under the couch. Dude, the rain is so pretty on the surface of the water. I love this mod. It's particle rain for those who are wondering. I think it's called particle rain. Yeah, particle rain. Steam Summer Sale? Ah, yeah, I gotta get some games. I've been playing Balatro again. Mog, have you been playing Mega Chameleon? I think you would be so good at it. I've never tried it before, but I'm playing it on stream tomorrow for the first time ever. I think I'm going to try it at 10 a.m. Pacific. So, what is that? 10, 11, 12, 1 p.m. EST. I will be playing Mecha Chameleon tomorrow on stream for the first time ever with some friends. Should be a great, fun, grand old time. I hope I'm good at it. What's that for Europe? It's 6 p.m. British time. No, I'll be gliding? What do you mean gliding? What does that mean? What sort of activity are you doing? Like hang gliding? I think I really want to learn how to skyyak. But I'm afraid to die. Do you guys know about skyyaking? The engineless plane style glider? What do you mean? What do you mean, Ghost Hunter? What are you doing? What is your life? You have to say more words. Why are you going on an engineless plane? I've never heard about that. All right, let me show you guys skyyaking.
And I'm gonna cross over to this one.
It's so cool. I found this guy who does it. So it's kind of like paramotors, where you have like a glider and a fan on your back, but on this, you literally don't even have the fan. Which I kind of like, because if you have a fan on your back, your prop can like, the prop can like tangle up your cords and then you die. This seems less dangerous, except that because you don't have the fan, you can't go up, so you just have to find updrafts. So this guy just like, you run off a hill onto your glider, and then you tuck your little feetsies into this little thing, and you're in like a little boat in the sky, and you just glide around like that. And you see he like finds updrafts, and he'll like spin up to raise his elevation, and he just glides. He's got no motor, no nothing. You just fly around. I want to do it. It looks so fun. But would I die? I think I would die. I think I might die if I do that, which wouldn't be fun. I really don't want to die. Spook! Thank you for the 5 gifties! No way, dude! Oh my god, thank you so much. Dude, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for all the support today. This has been a great stream so far. I'm in such a good mood, too. I kind of want to go on a big bike ride today. Like a big one. A big, long bike ride. What do you guys think? Like, I'm talking like a 4-hour bike ride. Like, I just end stream, go get on my bike, and I never look back. What do you guys think? I think that might be the play. 4 hours is insane. I don't know, I'm just feeling it. I'm saying 4 hours because I think that's how long it would take me to go down to the city and back. I'm not actually that close to the city. I always live in... I have this bad habit of getting places that are like 20 minutes away from the city. And then I never go to the city, and I'm like, why did I do this? My life sucks. I wish I lived in the city. A really bad habit. I did this in Austin, and now I'm doing it in Seattle, too. Dude, that's so cool, Ghost Hunter. Seems awesome. I hope you have fun. This is my first Mog stream. Thanks for being here, Diamond. Love your streams. Thank you so much. Yo, we got a raid! Eli Beatmaker, my bestie. Dude, we go so far back. Me and Ellie go back to 2012, dude. It's crazy. How's it going, dude? Ellie, when are you gonna make a super flat song for me? We should collab, dude. We should collab on a super flat song. We should make a song about how hot Wandy T is. Have you seen my shirt, Ellie? Gotta run, I'm melting, it's too hot in here. What are you, in France? Isn't France having a heat wave? Good luck, man, stay cool. Thanks for the raid, dude. Moggy T, is that our couple name? All of Europe is cooked? Got it. I heard, like, it's extra bad in Paris because there's, like, zinc on the roofs or something. And it, like, hyper heats the attics. I don't know. Poor Europe. Here in the US, we feel the need to dunk on Europe whenever it's hot. But it's only because Europe is better than us in virtually every way, and we know it. One Sleepy Boy, thank you for the 20. Love your content even though I don't watch it enough. Dude, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for saying that. Silent Whisperer, dude, thank you for the raid, man. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're chilling in my flat world today, and we are spreading water because I have a challenge to dig a bunch of dirt in my world. I got to dig 50 million dirt. So far, we're almost at 6 million. So a little over, what, 10% of the way there? And, the thing is about digging the dirt is it only counts if I'm digging actual dirt. Grass doesn't count for the total. So what that means is I am trying to convert all the grass in my world, all this top layer of grass, into dirt by placing water over the top of it. That way, then I can get rid of the water with a flying machine, and when I go dig all this dirt, all of it will count towards my dirt count. Why not just turn it to farmland? Farmland also doesn't count. And I think that would be much slower, actually. Surprisingly. I know it's like in your head, you're like, oh, just turn it to farmland. But like, you're having to click every single block, you know? Whereas like, I mean, for this strip, probably it'd be faster to farmland it. But like, you've seen how fast I can spread the water. It's way faster than doing the farmland. But farmland's good for, oh wait, it's gonna hydrate. I didn't even think about that. The farmland close to the water won't actually dehydrate. Alrighty. What's going on over here? Oh, those little blocks have prevented it from spreading. Here, let's get some more music going. Nintendo Summer Mix. Sounds good to me. Oh, I love this song. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Some of the best video game music you will hear in your entire life. Shout out David Wise. Incredibly, incredibly goated composer. All right, so that should now spread. Sweet. What's a raid? I'm kind of a noob on Twitch. So basically, when you're finished with your stream on Twitch, you can send all of your viewers to someone else's stream to sort of boost their stream, and that's called a raid. So if when I end my stream today, I'll raid someone else, and all you guys will automatically get pushed into the next stream, and that guy will be like, yo, Mogswamp, thank you for the raid. Just part of the culture over here on Twitch. Actually, YouTube has it too. They're called redirects, but no one ever uses it. Because it's very, the feature's a little weird. Like, it's hidden in a weird spot. So no one ever uses it on YouTube. I also think you might have to toggle a setting on YouTube to allow raids, whereas on Twitch, like, the default is that you can be raided. And so on YouTube, a lot of people have it set so that you can't actually raid them at all because the default is you can't raid them. When is Flatnet back? Not sure, not sure. We've been pretty busy, so Flatnet, we have to do a few minor updates, and also we have to cull a bunch of chunks. We took down the server, I think, 2 weeks ago, but then there was VidCon and a wedding, and now my girlfriend actually got sick at the wedding, and she's the one who does all the server dev stuff, so it's just been a little bit of a delay, but it'll be back up soon. I would say any day now, to be honest. It's like we're probably almost ready to get it back up. Alrighty, I'm gonna real quick sleep again. Have you seen your friend Wandy T? I have run into him a lot lately. In fact, I have a couple rolls at the at the Axolotlery, but I might save them for next stream, to be honest. I don't know why, I just don't really feel like doing rolls today. Why are you sleeping? It's not like mobs are gonna spawn? Oh, it's just the darkness is annoying. I mean, I could turn on Fulbright, I guess. But I've been kind of enjoying playing with Fulbright off. I always play with it on, and I get so used to seeing my world without shadows, but like, there's so much more detail. Like, look at that center tower with Fulbright off, and you can see all the darkness inside. It makes it awesome, right? Versus when I turn Fulbright on, doesn't that really take away from the look of the tower? Like, it just flattens everything out. And I always play with Fulbright on as a bad habit, so I'm trying to, like, I've been trying to play with it on recently. Mog, have you tried the new snapshots with the Poplar Forest yet? I have not. Well, technically I did. At TwitchCon Rotterdam, I played it in person before anybody else got the chance to. But I have not played it since it actually released in a snapshot. No hay beds yet, though. See, the version of the snapshot I played in TwitchCon Rotterdam did have the straw beds. So I got to mess around with that, which was pretty fun. Wait, you got to play it in Rotterdam already? Only slightly jealous? It was pretty crazy. There was like a whole Minecraft influencer summit in Rotterdam. They did a really good job. They let us, they also gave us a sneak peek at Dungeons 2. We got to play that. We also got to give some feedback and talk a little bit about the new Minecraft movie coming out next year. So lots of good stuff, lots of good stuff. I hope they do more influencer summits like that because it was very valuable. Got to even meet some of the new Mojang hires and stuff like that. So I had a great time. I never really talked about this, but I should probably talk about it real quick. Do you guys remember a few months ago, someone named Katie Scott got hired as like the new head of vanilla at Mojang, and everybody panicked because in her work history, she had done stuff at like EA and maybe Ubisoft with like microtransactions and stuff. So everybody was like really worried what her being hired meant for the game. If you guys remember, at the time I said, guys, let's not make any assumptions. Let's go easy on her. Like, she probably just got her dream job and like worked her way up through the games industry. Like, we should give this person the benefit of the doubt. Well, sure enough, I met her in person and I think she's great. I am not worried at all after meeting Katie Scott. Not that I was in the first place, because I'm not as hysterical as the rest of the community, but no, she gave me a ton of confidence that that she knows what she's doing, and you know, like, she really cares about the game. I was completely correct. This was totally her dream job. She's incredibly excited to get started, and I don't know, meeting her and getting to talk to her a little bit gave me the full and utmost confidence that everybody's panic was completely unfounded for, you know, complete hysterical Minecraft players, in my opinion. I love that you gave her a chance. No, she was awesome. I've like literally no worries that she'll be an awesome hire for Mojang. So I thought it was pretty lame when the whole community got together and was like, screw Mojang for hiring this person who hasn't even done anything that we're angry about. It was like, come on, like, at least wait till someone does something wrong to get angry. She didn't even do anything. So yeah, it was cool meeting Katie Scott and sort of confirming what I already thought, which is that she seems like she's going to be a great new hire at Mojang. Mog, how was your overall experience on Lifesteal World? Also, on another note, your video where you try to find the rarest variant of the axolotl was awesome. Oh, thank you so much. I'm still working on trying to get the axolotl. Haven't given up yet. But Lifesteal World was amazing, dude. I had such a great experience on there, and I can't wait to make a video about it for the main channel. Normally, I wouldn't really make a main channel video for something like that, but it was such a great experience that I'm definitely going to do one. Yeah, no, Lifesteal World was just awesome, dude. Honestly, like, I even said this to, like, Hannah Rose, Minitech, and all the people that organized it at VidCon. I mentioned this to them, but I was like, I was pretty skeptical when I first heard the idea for Lifesteal World. I was like, 70 creators, and they're from all different backgrounds, all different niches. Is this really gonna work, or is it just gonna be pure chaos, right? But honestly, it went so smooth. I'm, like, shocked at how beautifully the idea for the server worked out. I'm kind of, like, very surprised. And I even told this to the people that organized it, like I said, and they did not take offense to it at all. They were like, no, us too, man. Like, we did not think it would go as well as it did. So I think everybody was kind of pleasantly surprised by how wonderfully the event went. And hopefully it means that we'll see more events like that in the future, you know? Seems like your love for SMPs has changed. SOS Season 2 one day. Yeah, like, I will say, Flatnet World was, like, the first time I've really gotten into an SMP ever since SOS. I've just, you know, I tried with Misadventures, I tried with Minecraft a little bit. I just could not get into any other SMPs other than SOS. But Lifesteal World was, like, the first time that, like, one actually hit for me again. So, yeah, you never know. That being said, I doubt SOS Season 2 will ever happen. I think I'm the only guy on the server who wants that one. I think everybody else who was in SOS, it kind of underperformed on their channels. See, I didn't really have a frame of reference because it's the only SMP I'd done on my channel, really, so... but for everybody else, I think it underperformed their typical SMP stuff, and so they're not really eager to do it again. Which is kind of sad for me, because I don't know, SOS is very special to me. For some reason, it just clicked with me, and I loved it. Do you like Terraria? It's okay. I like Terraria alright. It's definitely not my favorite game. I feel like the things that Terraria does better than Minecraft are the things that I'm not really looking for in a game. So, for example, like adventure, boss fighting, exploration. I more care about like the base building aspect of these sorts of games, more so than the adventure stuff. I'm not really a big adventure guy when it comes to Minecraft. If you guys could tell, you know, I play on super flat, so it kind of makes sense. I know this comment will get drowned out, but just want to let you know that on days where the world felt heavy, you were the only thing that gave me motivation and a sense of ease, so I want to say thank you. That's so sweet, dude. That's so sweet. I always want to remind people that, you know, if my videos are helping you when you're in a dark spot, I always want to give you the credit for that, right? Because you're the one who's going through a dark time and seeking out the things that will make you feel better, and that's hard to do, and I want to give you guys the credit for that. It is my job to make entertainment for you guys, so I'm just here doing my job, right? But you guys, if you're feeling down and you are able to claw yourself out of that hole, you know, and get yourself thinking more positively, that's work you're doing, and I want you to make sure you're taking credit for it, you know? If my videos weren't here, I promise you, you would find some other video that you loved that would give you that same feeling of helping you out when you have a hard day, right? So I just always want to remind you guys that you're the ones doing the hard work to lift yourself up when you're feeling down, and I'm glad my content can do that for you, but that is my job. So I'm happy to do my job. I'm happy that I'm doing my job well for you guys, but I want you to take the credit. Whenever you're uplifting yourself out of a bad mood or a bad day, I want you to pat yourself on the back and say, dude, I did that. That wasn't Mogswamp, I did that. You know what I mean? Mogswamp, will the abandoned camps be obtainable in Superflat? I believe they will. I believe they will. As far as I can tell from the wiki, it seems that they spawn in all biomes. So I believe we will be getting a new structure on Superflat as soon as the 26.3 comes out, which is really exciting. That'll be the first new structure we're getting since the trial chambers in 1.21. So it's been a couple years now. Been about 2 years. Who did you connect with on Lifesteal World that you did not expect to connect with so well? I'm not sure. I had a lot of fun connecting with Branzy, and Cookie God, and Jaren and Forsey. I would say like those guys mostly. I really went into it with no expectations, so I had no idea who I would end up bonded with, you know? Mog, if you were to start a new Superflat world, would you try to rebuild the pre-village and pillage update villages? Honestly, I would never start a new Superflat world, so I have never even thought about what I would do, because, like, there's just no point in starting a new one, you know? I guess if I was gonna start a new one, I would do something dramatically different to what I'm already doing. So probably, like, some sort of modern build instead of something more, like, my world is set, like, if you had to compare it to a real-life time period, probably, like, 1890s to 1920s. So if I was gonna start a new world, I would probably do something like, excuse me, contemporary, because I never get to build in a contemporary style very much. But ultimately, I probably would never start a new Superflat world because I'm just so far on this one, and there's no reason to start over. What's your opinion on Minecraft LARP tubers? You're gonna have to let me know what you mean by that, because I'm not sure what you mean by LARP tubers. I'm not familiar with what you're referring to. Like, is there an example? Could you give me an example of contemporary architecture? I mean, really just like any modern build. Like, you know, Corrales builds in a really nice modern style. A lot of the bakers like Waspy Craft build in a nice modern style. And I don't mean like modernism. I just mean like buildings you would see in 2026. You know what I mean? There could be a number of different architectural styles that those buildings belong to. Modernism, postmodernism, you know, but the unifying factor is that they're all contemporary. Fwip, thank you for the raid, dude. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. Here on my super flat world. And we're doing something that is kind of maddeningly pointless, but it's necessary nonetheless. So I have a challenge to dig 50 million dirt, right? And I'm coming up on 6 million dirt right now. The only catch is that it has to be dirt when I dig it. It can't be grass or else it doesn't count because of the way that the in-game scoreboard works. And so, in order to make sure that all of this grass in this giant hexagon that I'm digging out counts towards my dirt mine statistic, I'm covering it with water to convert the grass into dirt, and then I'm gonna get rid of the water with a flying machine and then dig all the dirt. So it's a couple of extra steps before we can just dig the dirt, and it might feel really pointless to place all the water down and just to have to get rid of it again, but it's all in the pursuit of that dirt mine statistic that we have on the screen. There we go. Any tips for building bases in superflat? Would you say there's any difference between designing a superflat base from a normal base? I think designing a superflat base is much harder, actually, in that you don't really have any existing terrain to take inspiration from. And so I think it can be really challenging because you're faced with basically a blank canvas. Whereas in the normal game, I think like the biomes and the terrain can sort of suggest what should go there, and that can give you sort of a springboard to leap off from. So I actually think superflat can be quite a bit harder to build in than the regular game. That being said, though, it does have its advantages. You're never going to have to clear out terrain and spend hours and hours removing a mountain because you want to build something else there, right? So you don't have that resource gathering / like terrain preparation phase that you have in normal worlds, but the actual design process can be a lot more challenging because you've just got a completely blank open canvas, and you kind of have to set some restrictions for yourself in order to get started. So that would be my advice to designing a super flat base, is to give yourself some set of restrictions, so that, you know, they say restrictions breed creativity or whatever. So if you give yourself some guidelines to follow or some rules to follow, then I think building will be a little bit easier for you. I've started designing some new areas in my world in creative mode, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. Do you guys want to see? Spam 1 in the chat if you guys want to see what I've been working on in creative mode, what I've been cooking up. One Sleepy Boy, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. My mom's gonna comment after me. I keep sending you money. She's gonna come after you. Don't make your mom angry, okay? Don't make your sweet mother angry. All right, you guys want to see what I've been working on? Let's show you guys real quick. So I'm gonna hop over to my creative server. There's not a lot to show you yet. I just want to show you how I'm thinking about different biomes. I've been working on the desert biome in my super flat world, which is gonna go past the mob hotel, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. Let me show you. Why is this taking so long? There we go. All right, so to see where we're at, we've got... Oh, by the way, guys, I am working on recoloring the mountain with Wizzy. It was too brown before, so I've been working on making the mountain a lot more gray, And I like it so much better now. I think this is going to be the final design that we actually build in survival mode. I think this is going to look so sick. So still got a little bit of painting to do, but it's looking pretty good so far. So yeah, that's going to go right there. Greasy Bacon, thank you for the $5 super chat. Where's Miko? I think he's sleeping under the couch right now. Thank you for the gifts powered by Jules, Dan the man. But yeah, anyways, guys, if you look at our world, we've got this whole area here where all the waterfalls are going to be. That's sort of the waterfall section, so I've been starting to work on that. But then over here is going to be the desert area. And I just wanted to sketch out a little bit of some ideas for how the desert area will go. And I had so much fun. I got a little carried away here doing this little sight line. But we got some palm trees. I want to experiment with sort of like this desert block palette, like a mesa kind of orangey rock, which is pretty cool. And I've been having a lot of fun with these sight lines here. Like, imagine when you'll be able to see Vicenium Tower and the mountain and the lighthouse under this little arc, this little land bridge. How cool does that look? I think it looks pretty cool. So yeah, that is the progress so far. I've been working on like a river that's eventually going to go into this big canyon. There's going to be a giant canyon here. So it's coming together slowly. Bo the Dog Frog, thank you for the 450 jewels. What desert are you going to base it off? Are you going more Sahara or Mojave? I would say it's more like U.S. desert. Think like Utah, Arizona, New Mexico. Think like the Cars movie. That's what I'm going for in my desert area. Hi Mog, I personally get very addicted to new games and have gotten addicted to some Minecraft worlds. I wanted to ask if you've ever gotten so invested in your world that you've neglected stuff like your health. Yeah, I think I probably have, to be honest. Yeah, definitely I have. I've neglected my health for my Flower World before. Sometimes I don't eat or sleep because I'm a little too addicted to playing on my Flower World. Dude, I'll never forget. So, the only time I've driven through that part of the country, the Utah part of the country, was when I drove from Texas to Seattle when I moved last summer. It was actually almost exactly a year ago. Like, actually, like, literally, today's the 1st of July. I think that is when I arrived in Seattle last year. So I was literally, like, I think this was my last day of the drive 1 year ago. And I had brought a disposable camera with me on the drive, and I was getting all these incredible photos of all the, like, cliffs and mesas and all the desert features in Utah. And I pulled over to look at the, like, the famous arch in Utah. I was going through the like Arches National Park or whatever it's called. And so there's like this famous rock formation arch that I was pulling over to look at. And I forgot my disposable camera and I left it on the roof of my car and I drove away, right? And so I eventually get 10 minutes down the road and I realize, oh no, my disposable camera, like it only had one photo left on it and I lost it, right? And so I drive back 10 minutes and I try to find my disposable camera and I can't find it. I'm looking all through the dirt. I'm wasting time. Like, this is a 3-day drive, mind you, from Texas to Seattle. So, you know, like any time I'm losing is valuable time, right? And so I'm like, like, you know what? I just got to cut my losses. I just have to realize that my disposable camera got lost and it's no use. So I give up looking for the disposable camera, right? I drive probably another hour or two until I reach this weird like beef jerky place. It's got like every kind of jerky you can imagine. It's all like kitschy and alien themed. You've probably seen this place if you've ever driven through this part of the country, right? So I get out of my car to go to the bathroom in this jerky place. And sure enough, I go to the back of my car to pop the trunk. What do I find there perfectly balanced on my back windshield wiper? The disposable camera. It had slid off the back, the roof of my car. It had slid off the roof of my car onto the back of the windshield, perfectly balanced on top of the back windshield wiper, and it stayed there for like an hour of driving. Every photo was on it still. So I snapped one last picture of a car painted like Lightning McQueen in front of like a bunch of mesas, and I got the roll of film developed. Let me see if I can find the photo, the famous photo of Lightning McQueen. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I might have it here. You know what? I don't. I think it's on my other computer. I'll have to show you guys sometime, but pretty insane. Pretty insane that I actually managed to get that disposable camera back and develop it. It would be on that computer, wouldn't it? Let me look for like 1 second. 1 second. Would it be in here? Yeah, I don't think I have it on this PC. I think it's on my other PC. But yeah, pretty crazy thing. Please, can you show us? I can, why do you have two PCs? I have my personal PC and my work PC because, my old computer is still really good, but then I upgraded my computer and I just decided to keep the old one and keep all my personal stuff on it. I can boot up the old PC real quick. Hold up. Just because it's worth showing you guys this one Lightning McQueen photo. I can send it to myself so that you guys can see it. Alrighty. Let's fill in this hole real quick. I love how when you finish filling this up, it like all connects and fills in. It's so satisfying. Ready? Boop! And now it all fills down. It's so satisfying. I love working with water in this game. It's so nice. And then now this will spread. Ah. It just makes my little brain happy. All right. Let me grab that photo real quick. 1 sec. I found it. I found it. I'll send it to myself on Discord. All right, let me show you guys the infamous Lightning McQueen photo. Okay, here it is. Here it is. So, this was like the last photo I took before I drove away and lost the camera. Or no, this was beautiful, by the way. This is like exactly what I'm going for in my desert area. I want it to look just like this. So cool. But this was the this is the famous Lightning McQueen photo, because you've got the 3 mesas back here. It looks just like Radiator Springs. Do you guys see what I'm talking about? There's like the 3, like the 1, 2, 3. It looks just like cars, and then he's just chilling here. And that was at the jerky place where I realized I still had my camera. And that was the last photo on the roll. So I literally found my camera, took one last photo, and then got it developed. Pretty awesome. These are such good shots, dude. Having a disposable camera, like, it's such a vibe. It's such a vibe. Let me, like, hold on. I want to see if I can find, like, one more good disposable camera photo to show you guys. Like, it makes it, like, with me in it, it makes you look so cool. Okay. I got some good ones for you guys. Are you ready? Press 1 if you're ready. I'm still on the sky hacking thing. All right, here's what I'm talking about. Does this not make me look like so, like, it looks like I'm part of some liminal Minecraft space. How cool is that photo, man? I've got, like, the Minecraft sword. I also love this one. I took a picture of the Minecraft bee, and it just, like, it looks like an album cover. It looks so cursed. Something about the flash and, like, how realistic it is. This is like one of my favorite photos in the world. The flat rooms? No, literally. It's the flat rooms. I kind of want to build a backrooms under my super flat world, like at Bedrock, or not at Bedrock, at -64. Just build the backrooms and call it the flat rooms. It's pretty great. I've got one more. Tubbo stole my disposable camera when I was in London and took this. I think it's a great photo of Tubbo that I need to share with you guys. It's such a good photo. Ah, man, I love Tubbo. Toby's such a good guy. All right. You're going bird watching. Have fun. Alrighty. Let's just keep expanding this around the village until we get to the edge. I think it should spread all the way down now. Yeah. Yo, Uncle Alert. How could you? Thank you for the Uncle Alert, Godus. I am Uncle Alert, dude. Gonna leave soon. It's almost midnight. Thank you for the fantastic stream. We'll be back to watch the rest. Sounds good, Otigo. Thank you for being here. It's been a pleasure having you in chat. Wait, you live in a country where Twitch doesn't have ads? That's crazy. That's so lucky. Why did Twitch get banned in South Korea again? I can't remember why. Hi, Bread Mallow. How you doing? Hello, Copium. You should check out Copenhagen. I'd love to go to Copenhagen, dude. Seems like probably lots of good build inspo there, I'm sure. Stockholm was insane for Minecraft build inspo. It made sense to me why Minecraft was made in Sweden. When I went to Stockholm, I was like, I've never thought of Minecraft as like a very Swedish game, like spiritually, culturally, whatever. Mostly because I don't really know much about Swedish culture, probably. But when I went to Stockholm, I could definitely feel it. I was like, oh, like, there is a very Swedish attitude about Minecraft that it's hard to articulate until you just go there and experience it. Alright, just going around all these little holes to fill in this part. It's a good thing we didn't do all the slime chunks on the bottom half of Megahex here, because this is so much easier without having all these slime chunks here. Kind of an oversight when I did all the slime chunks. I didn't even think about it. I wasn't originally planning to like bother spending the time to spread all the water and stuff, but I don't know. It just feels worth it for all the extra dirt that we'll have. Hey, Mogswamp, finally had your live stream recommended after watching you on YouTube for multiple years now. That's crazy. YouTube's got to help me out and show more people the streams, man. Nah, I love live streaming once in a while, but I'm definitely more of a YouTuber in general. I only stream like once or twice a week, if that. Alright. We got around all those holes. We just gotta do a few more. We're almost there. Is this song Mario or Zelda? I believe this one's Zelda, right? Yeah. This one's Skyloft from Skyward Sword, I think. Should just be able to connect these up, and then that spreads down, hopefully. All right. We got a perfect island village now. This is the most satisfying stream I've been on in a long time. Dude, this is really, really satisfying. Something about spreading water is just so fun. Certain things in this game just like tickle that little section of your brain. That little dopamine receptor. Oh, God, I love Minecraft so much, man. Yeah, if anyone's confused just joining the stream and wondering why I'm doing this, I am literally, it's pretty pointless. But I am placing water to turn the grass into dirt so that I can remove the water and then mine all the dirt. I know that sounds really insane, and you're right, it is really insane. So, but that is what I'm doing. I have my reasons. All right, so now that's gonna spread, right? Nice. So that should just take it right on down to the end here. And then we'll put some water there. How are you gonna remove it? Because you can't get sponges in super flat, the only good way to remove it is with flying machines. So I have a custom flying machine that someone built for me that specifically removes the water, and that's all it does. Thoughts on Axiom? I absolutely love Axiom. It's like one of my favorite mods of all time, right next to Flashback. Mulberry is the GOAT, dude. Mulberry changed my life. All right, this should be the last corner, and then we can go fix up the bottom. Yep, all right, there we go. So that should all be good now. Except for that one little chunk here, but that's okay. And now we can fly down here. What's Mulberry? Mulberry is the guy who made Axiom and Flashback. Pretty insanely goated Minecraft mod developer. There's a little bit of super flat in your water. Would you like some super flat with that water? Just gotta fill this hole, and I think that's it. So that should then spread. And all that should eventually spread. Okay, cool. Everything but the portal. What even is this portal? I have no idea what this portal is. There we go. All right, that should be the entire space done. Dang, dude. All right, so we did that. I guess we could do this section. What do you think of the building tool that can build entire buildings using AI? I don't know, it seems kind of pointless. They're not gonna be good. And even if they are, I don't know, like, what's the point? I want AI to do, like, stupid stuff. And then humans do fun stuff, like building in Minecraft. You know what I mean? I want AI to do boring stuff, like putting numbers in spreadsheets. Yo, Mog, what mods do you use? I'm thinking about making a video about this. Would you guys like it if I made a video about like every mod I've used and stuff like that? I'm thinking about writing one. Just putting out a quick video. Yes, I've gotten a lot of requests for this video. Please do. I think I could do a really good video on like every mod that you would ever need in Minecraft in 2026. Video or short, like a full-on video. You know, a short one, like like probably 15 minutes, but like just covers like every single type of mod that you need, like broken down into sections. So like visual mods, sound mods, content creation mods, performance mods, utility mods. Like each there would be a bunch of sections of the video. 10 to 15 minute video, just really simple, clean, everything you need to know. Yeah, I think I might do it. You have sound mods? I do. Really, the only one I'm using right now is Cool Rain, but I've used Sound Physics Perfected. There's some other cool ones out there too. Okay. So we could just keep going diagonally till we hit the other side. And then we'll hit some chunks that we gotta fix. Do you think your art studies have made you a better builder? Oh, 100%. 100%. Definitely. Have you ever thought of doing games other than Minecraft on the main channel? Definitely on stream. Probably not on main, though. Probably not on main channel. But I would be happy to play other games on stream and then maybe make side channel videos of them. But the main channel is probably always going to be just like Minecraft, to be honest. Unless I have like some cool art project I want to show you guys or something. Man, this is a great playlist. Some good Nintendo summer music. Okay, connect this side up to that side, and it should spread. Nice. Okay, so we're just missing that in the corner down there. Let's just fix that real quick. Have you tried Subnautica 2? No, I have not tried Subnautica 2 yet. What did they change in the new one? Like, what's different about it? You need to beat Subnautica 1, though? I really doubt that I need to beat Subnautica 1 to be able to play Subnautica 2. I disagree with that statement. The base building is so good? So we got a few more holes, but this should go fast. Subnautica 2 is on a different planet. And multiplayer? Ah, multiplayer. That's interesting. I have an idea, guys, and it's gonna sound so ridiculous, but I think I might make a big schematic of just one layer of dirt and fill in just the top layer of all these slime chunks so that when we cover everything with water, it'll be so much easier. I know that's insane. It'll also be more dirt to dig, though, when we, I think I actually might do that. I think I might actually do that, guys. Makes sense. I wouldn't call it insane. Yeah, I don't think it'll actually take that long to put the dirt back if I have like a Lightmatic schematic, and then I can just cover over everything, fill it back with water, get rid of the water, and then we just have one big dirt field. That's insane, but compared to your world, it's normal. That's fair. That's fair. Average Mogswamp idea is already so insane that this is pretty normal by comparison. How's the machine work for removing the water? It just like pushes blocks through the water. Which gets rid of it. All right, and then let's wrap this corner. All right, that's spreading now. I think that should be it. I just gotta take care of that little mistake back there. Someone making coffee? Why do I suddenly smell the best coffee? So, suddenly I just got like hit with a blast of coffee in my nose. Now I want a coffee. Dude, look at how much we transformed our world in one stream. That's an insane amount of water that we placed in this stream. Why is the stream tagged LGBTQ? I am pansexual and gender fluid. I ain't just an ally. I'm so much more. I'm so much more. What up, Weezer Cat? You can get all the clout. If someone's a pescatarian, they have the diet of a bear. I'm an ex-pescatarian. I should go back to being a pescatarian. I've been eating meat lately. I was a pescatarian for like 7 years, and then I started eating meat all of a sudden. And now I'm like a flexitarian. I still don't eat that much meat, but I definitely eat meat. Pronoun check? Any. I use any pronouns. You can't. No wrong answers. Oh man, making the flying machines for this is gonna be such a pain. I'll have to just make a schematic so I can like just do it super fast. That's probably the play. In the most respectful way, could I call you a girl then, if you wanted to? I don't mind, yeah. You could call me she, her. I'm fine with that. It don't bother me. I don't know. I'm kind of like Ash Ketchum with the pronouns. I just wanna catch them all. I want it all. I'm greedy. Yo, what's up, Mogswamp? I met you at VidCon. Keep up the good work on your content. Thank you, Cosme. Man, I wish I could put the face to the name. I'm not remembering who you would have been. I'm sure if I saw your face, I would instantly recognize you. All right, that's that chunk. Bloop. You'll never catch the legendary neo-pronouns. Oh, I feel like neo-pronouns are like truly dead now. Is anyone still trying with neo-pronouns? I think we just kind of realized like that's not quite how language works, and you can't just like decide a new word exists. People still use them? Feels like they're very like 2016 at this point. I haven't encountered someone with neo-pronouns in many years. That is how language works? Not really. I think it happens a little bit more organically than just like declaring a new word. I don't think like that. I feel like that doesn't usually work well, especially with like a kind of a hard to conjugate word like a pronoun for English. Like the way English feels like it works is like you can invent new words all the time, but they have to rely on like existing suffixes and prefixes. So if I said like, oh man, that's so super flat core, you would know what I mean because I'm mixing like a pre-existing suffix core with a pre-existing word super flat. So you can make new words in English in that way very easily. But like a word that you have to conjugate, I think is very, I don't know that you can just like force people to learn that. Like it has to happen more organically in my opinion. Cause like all the other words that we come up with don't require conjugation in English. Only pronouns would require some sort of like form change. Do you know what I mean? Tier 1. Thank you, Rose. Thank you, Rebella Rose, for the tier 1. Twitch wanted me to let you know that it's the 30th mod month anniversary. Wait, that's crazy. I see what you're saying. I have nothing against neopronoun users, and I'll do my best if I ever encounter them, but it does seem difficult. Yeah, I'm skeptical that, like, we'll ever win that battle, essentially, but just because it's so unnatural for English speakers to conjugate things. If there was one that you could use without having to conjugate it, like, you know, instead of like he, him, his, it was just one thing, like, I don't know, like just one word, then maybe. It's like the changing form that makes it so difficult, right? Like English speakers are just really bad at conjugation. It was what I learned when I took Spanish and Russian. Like, conjugation just sucks. I don't... After, like, being a native English speaker, it really, like, it's hard to understand why other languages rely so much on conjugation. Because it seems, like, so needlessly complex to me. Do you guys know what I mean by conjugation? So it's like verbs will change their form based on like who's saying it, right? Whereas in English, it's like we barely conjugate. It's like they run, he runs. Like there's an S. That's the only difference. They run, he runs. We run. Like there's no, they don't change. But like whereas like in Spanish, for example, like let's say it's like, let's say the word in Spanish is like, I don't know, what's an easy verb in Spanish? Like comer, I think, is like to eat. So like you eating would be like comas. Me eating would be like como or something. And us eating would be like, I don't know. I don't even remember how to do nosotros. It's just like, so I don't know. Comamos, I guess it would be. I don't know. It's like why? Why does the form need to change for each one? It's so confusing. Why not just use the same verb every time? Like, I don't understand why the person doing the verb would change the form of the verb. I don't know. I just think as a native English speaker, conjugation will never make sense to me. There were things about Russian that were like that, though. Like, when I took Russian, there's no articles in Russian. And it really made me question why we have articles at all. So, like instead of like, oh, hand me the pen, you would just say, hand me pen. Hand me pen. Why do you need to know the pen versus a pen? It doesn't, like, of course it's the pen. It's the hand me pen. They don't have articles in Russian, and it's like, once I thought about it, I was like, why do we say the or a? It almost never adds any new information. It's like completely pointless. The only time where the or a has like any sort of meaning is when you're saying the as like in a specific thing. Like that is the blank. That is the pen out of all the pens or something. You know what I mean? But it almost is never relevant to say an article. And ever since I learned Russian, I've always been like, why do we even bother? Yo, Hexadot Writing, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. What motivates you to keep working on your world? I have incredibly bad ADHD. and I want to have the same level of dedication as you. Lots of things motivate me. I mean, well, this is my job, so that's a huge motivating factor nowadays, but I did do this for 10 years without it being my job, so I was still pretty motivated otherwise. I would say, like, I was always motivated to show people my progress primarily. Like, I wanted to be one of the great Minecraft, you know, to have one of the great Minecraft worlds of all time. And so that's a big motivating factor for me, is like showing people my progress and the pursuit of greatness. There's so many things. I have a video on my channel if you're curious. It's called Stop Quitting Your Minecraft Worlds, and it has all of my best tips for staying motivated in the game that I've come up with in my many years of playing. So if you want a better answer, a more expanded answer, you should go watch that video on my channel. It's a bit older. It's probably like 3 years old now, but a lot of the tips are still as relevant as they ever were. Non-binary is a gendered word in Spanish. Okay, that's another thing that just seems so pointless if you're an English speaker, is like things having a gender. Words having a gender feels so dumb if you don't like grow up speaking a language like that. It's like, why is a chair female, a table's male? Like, none of it makes any sense. It's so weird. I could definitely do without genders and for nouns and languages. It's just like, it makes literally no sense to me. An apple in a box. Thank you for the 5 Australia coins. Don't you have to place blocks to remove the water? Why not just skip the water placing and use the blocks to make dirt? I have a flying machine that gets rid of the water for me, and it's really, really fast. So all I have to do is build the flying machine and then press go, and it goes and it gets rid of all the water at once. So it should be pretty easy. I'm not going to be manually placing the blocks or anything like that. Yeah, I don't know. Dude, I've always been curious, like, if you took all the best parts of all the different languages and made one new language out of it, how efficient could it be? You could probably make a crazy good language. Like, if you got rid of articles, because Russian doesn't have articles, you get rid of gender, because a lot of languages don't have gender. Get rid of conjugation, because English doesn't have conjugation. Like, just make it as simple as physically possible. Esperanto, I think Esperanto, most people would agree, is like somewhat of a failure in that. I know they tried, but it's like kind of a famous flop as far as conlangs go. I feel like you could do a better attempt. Tokipona? I have heard of that one. What is Tokipona? I can't remember what it is. How do you define the best traits in languages, though? I would define it as whatever's simplest to learn. So, like in this case, you know, not as like a general rule, but like in this case, for the discussion we're having, like, you would prioritize all of the easiest things to learn. So, like, again, just like get rid of all the fat, trim, like make it as efficient as possible, and only make the words that are adding new information that are completely necessary. I mean, articles help to specify a thing. They don't. If Russians can get by without articles, then they're not necessary. They're just not. They don't help. They're not. They're not. It is so rare that you would actually want to delineate between the and a. I promise you, it is exceptionally rare. And in that use case, there's other ways that you can make that delineation without having an article. An article is the, a, or an. Those are articles. I don't think efficiency means expressivity. Yeah, but that's not the conversation we're having. I think, like, one of the most beautiful languages is Russian, right? But it's really hard to learn. Like, Russian is, like, one of the best languages for literature and prose. So I'm not talking about, like, that. I'm not talking about, like, artistic value. I'm literally only talking about efficiency. If you just tried to develop a language with the most efficiency. The easiest to learn, the least amount of words to describe the thing you're trying to describe. It needs to be easy to learn, but flexible enough to convey complex ideas. Yeah. That is the challenge. I think English is actually really good when it comes to, like, crafting new words. Like, you can hear a new word in English and, like, almost know what it means right away when you hear it for the first time. That's something I think that is, like, really unique about English. Like, people are, like, inventing, like, I don't know, the word selfie or something. Like, you just, like, get what it is right when you hear it for the first time. You don't, like, need an explanation. English is very unique in that way. I think English is very good at making new words for things quickly. Mog is literally just describing Tokipona. Is that what that is? I gotta look into it. Maybe I should try to learn Tokipona. Learning ASL surprised me with how efficient language can be while still expressive. I really want to learn ASL. I was going to study it in college, but my college didn't offer it. So I just didn't even take a language. But I was pretty disappointed. I really wanted to learn it. Should probably go fill in all these random holes real quick. No hate to any Mandarin speakers, but it's so hard to learn and so many words sound the same. Mandarin seems hard, not as much grammatically as just like you're saying, like phonetically. Like you said, everything like so many of the sounds sound very similar in that language. It almost seems harder to learn like spoken Mandarin than it is written, which is very unique. I feel like most languages are the opposite, where like you'd be able to pick it up casually much faster than you would like the written version of the language. Would the language have Latin letters? Dude, I think you could make a better alphabet too. There are things about Cyrillic that I love. Especially, I think we should have a Latin alphabet that gets rid of all of the diphthongs or whatever they're called. Whatever it is called when there's two letters that make a noise. So like TH should have its own letter. CH should have its own letter. And we could just use those sounds from Cyrillic. So SH could have its own letter. I like the idea of Cyrillic has letters for all of those sounds that you make with two letters in English or in Latin alphabet. I think that's kind of a fun idea. I like having a letter for ch and a letter for sh. But then Cyrillic also has a few letters that seem very pointless to me that I would probably get rid of. Like, they have, like, the hard and the soft sound letter, and I don't understand how they work. They're so confusing. Cyrillic just looks cool, too. I really love the way Cyrillic looks. I think it's probably my favorite alphabet. Language is so fun to think about, man. Yo, speaking of language, I met Etymology Nerd at VidCon. That was cool. I love that guy's content. He was a pretty cool guy, too. Very serious, very intense. I liked that about him. I wish I had gotten to talk to him a little more. No, not entomology nerd. That would be insects. Etymology nerd. He talks about languages and words. Yeah, I love that guy. He's so cool. He was pretty fun to meet. I got a picture of the two of us. I also met Tierzu. That was fun. Who was the other guy I met? Oh, I met Atrioc. That was cool. Who is the toughest person on Lifesteal? I don't know what you mean, because you're spelling tough like the kids spell tough, like, oh, that's tough. Which to me, when you say like the slang version of tough, it means like swag or cool. It doesn't mean like actual like who's the hardest to PvP. So are you asking me like who do I think is the coolest or who is the best PvPer? If you're asking me who's the coolest, then I don't know. No one's got more aura than Recrap, man. Ash Swag is the swaggiest. That's true. That's true. That's true. You know, every time I meet Ash Swag in person, he comes up to me. He says, "Hi, Mogswamp," and I'm like, "Yo, what's up, dude?" And he goes, "Do you know who I am?" He's done this to me like 4 times, and every time I'm like, "Yes, you're Ash Swag. Yes, we've met several times." But I don't know if it's a bit or if he's just like really, really convinced I don't know about him. I don't know. I don't know what the I don't know what the bit is. He doesn't remember you. But like he always comes up to me and is like, "Hi, Mogswamp. Do you know who I am?" So like it does imply that he doesn't remember meeting me, but he does know who I am. I don't know. I think it's a bit. I can't tell with these Lifesteal guys, man. It's crazy to think I've known some of those guys for so long now. I met Bacon Waffles, Jaren, all them like 2023, man. It's been years. That was something I noticed about VidCon was like it happened so close to TwitchCon. They were like less than a month apart. That some of the people I saw in both places, like SB or JoJo or like all those guys, I was like, man, it's starting to feel like we're like actually just coworkers who like see each other every couple of weeks now. I wish that was the case all year long, man. I love the Minecraft community. I think the best part of my job is going and hanging out with other Minecraft creators. Like, it is the thing I look forward to most in the entire world. I just love it so much. There's like nothing that beats just hanging out with other Minecraft YouTubers, man. They're just my people. They're literally my people. Yeah, English spelling's a disaster. It'd be cool to make a version of English where the pronunciation rules are have no exceptions. That'd be really interesting. Because that's how Russian and Spanish are. Like, once you learn how to pronounce them, you can't pronounce a word wrong because they never break their rules. Like there are very specific rules about how you pronounce things in both Russian and Spanish. And there's even accent marks that tell you where to put the stress on the word. So like it is like literally impossible to pronounce a word wrong in Spanish if you know what you're doing. And Russian is very similar as well. It would be interesting to make a version of English that's like that, where like there's only one way to pronounce or spell anything and like it's just consistent across the whole language. C is my least favorite letter in the entire Latin alphabet. It's so pointless. It makes two noises. S and K. And those are already letters! What are we doing? I hate the letter C. I hate the letter C so much. I hate it so, like, it's just two sounds that actually already exist. What if I made a new letter and I was like, guys, I have a new idea for a letter. The letter is called Mogswamp, and sometimes it's pronounced like an F, and sometimes it's pronounced like an M. You would all say, what is wrong with you? Why would you make it? Those letters already exist. What are you doing? You would throw rocks at me, and I would walk away in shame. Oh my god, I hate the letter C. It's so pointless. What about CH? CH should be its own letter. Ch. Like in Russian. I can't, dude. The letter C actually makes me crash out. I hate the letter Q. Yeah, Q is similarly offensive. Q and U should just be the letter. And then... But even then, I don't think we need a Q. Because you can just say KWA. Qua. So I actually don't think you need a Q. I also don't think you need an X. Russia taught me that an X is just a K and an S. X. Like spell taxi, T-A-K-S-I. Taxi. 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 There's no way that you don't need an X and you don't need a Q. Those are unnecessary. No X, no Q. See, the difference is like a C and an H doesn't make a ch. It only does in our heads. But if you actually sound it out, it would be like k or s. You know what I mean? So you do need a letter for a ch because there's no way to make it out of other letters. But Q, qua, you can just say KWA, qua. So you don't need a Q. Z is useful? Z is useful. Yes, yes, yes. Z is useful. Russian language sponsorship. Certain things about Russian, man, they do it right. Certain things. It is a hard language, though. Russian sleeper agent? I don't think Russian has sleeper agents anymore, dude. What a sad country Russia is, man. Like, I've always kind of been a fan of Russia as, like, a country. Like, you know, there's people just fascinated with Japan. I've always just been fascinated with Russia for some reason. Like, I'm just... Like, I don't endorse anything the country does or anything like that. It's more just like a fascination. I'm just like, the same way that you have people who are fascinated with Japan, I've always just been fascinated with Russia for some reason. And, like, what a sad country, man. They went from, like, actually a global superpower in the 90s to now just, like, it's barely a functioning country. It's really sad to see, because I really, like, wanted to visit Russia. That's why I was learning Russian. But, like... Modern Russia, like, what are they doing, dude? They got, like, nothing going on. It's like an absolutely crazy fall off. What's up, Stamlo? I don't know. It makes you a little angry once you learn about, like, how the Soviet Union fell and all the illegal stuff they did. The reason Russia is like owned by oligarchs, as we call them, which is not that different from the US, to be fair. It's also just a bunch of rich people running the show, but it's even more egregious over there in Russia, right? But the reason for that is because at the end of the Soviet Union, they just like illegally stole everything. Like they just privatized everything, stole everything. So it's kind of sad. It's kind of like, I feel like Russian people got super shafted, man. And now they're getting drafted to a pointless war. It's so sad, man. Like, if I was a Russian citizen, I would just be so mad at my country. Because, like, I think more than any other country, like, they have so much potential because they're so huge and they have so much resources. And they just, like, kind of do nothing with it, which is really frustrating to see. Like, I love making fun of the US, but, like, at least we're, like, somewhat utilizing our resources, you know? Have you ever heard about Chernobyl? I have, of course. Crazy situation. I watched the show, too. The show is pretty good. HBO, I think? Highly recommended if you've never seen it. Although, here's one complaint I have about Chernobyl, and honestly, all shows that do historical time periods. Why do they always do British accents? Why? Why? Is it that hard to do a Russian accent? Like, Jesus. Like, hire actors that can do a Russian accent. Why are they having British accents? It makes no sense. They did this with Les Mis, too. In the Les Mis movie, they all have British accents. I'm like, is it that hard to find an actor who can do a French accent? Like, surely there are enough actors on the planet who can do a convincing French accent. Why are we British? What are we doing? I genuinely don't understand why Hollywood does that. Anything foreign, they're like, just make them British. Meh. I'm like, it cannot be that hard to just find someone who can do a convincing Russian accent. Am I right? We're getting into politics. Should we stop? You guys drive me crazy. I hate my chat with politics because like all I care about is politics. All I want to talk about is politics. And you guys won't even let me get like within 100 yards. It's like we're not even doing politics right now. We're doing like history and linguistics. Can't let me have fun. Why does my chat hate politics so much? All I ever want to talk about is politics. Let me be me. Let me be free. Bro, it's a Minecraft stream. How did we get to languages and politics? Because I'm 30 and I want to talk about 30-year-old things. Mog, I'm sorry. It was just worried if I talked about it, I'd be banned. No, you're good. You're good. You're good. I'm just a little nerd. I'm just a little politics nerd, and my chat just wants me to play Minecraft. And honestly, maybe that's true oppression. Maybe I'm the most oppressed. What does cause us to be banned, bro? Pretty much just spamming or being bigoted. I'm pretty chill, man. It's like I don't. Some streamers are so ban happy, bro. I don't ban for too much here. I love when you talk about history. You're the only other person I know who likes it. That is the thing. Most people hate talking about this sort of thing, which is why when chat yells at me, I do try to stop. I do try to stop because I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable. I'm just a little nerd. That's all. I'm literally just a little nerd, and it's like all I think about is politics and history and geography and flags and languages. You guys should see my YouTube watch history. It's like, it's so boring, man. I'm just such a little nerd. Honestly, as long as the person isn't saying absolute crap, I enjoy seeing the American perspective on European stuff. Dude, I'm fascinated by Europe, man. I wish, like, Europeans could understand how incredibly bizarre Europe is to the American mind. Like, and I'm sure you have it going the other way. I'm sure America is just as bizarre to you and your European sensibilities. But my God, going to Europe as an American is just so... It's like you literally have this moment of, like, people really live like this. Like, oh my God. Like, there's like thousands, there's millions of people across the globe, billions even, living a completely different lifestyle than anything I've ever imagined. And if you ask someone in the US, they'll tell you that the way Europeans are living is impossible. They'll be like, you can't do that. That's not possible. You'll be like, what if we had a train? And someone in the US will be like, you can't. I'm sorry, you can't. No train. And then you go to Europe and everybody's like, oh, welcome to my country. We have the least trains in Europe. We have one train every 2 blocks in the city, and they only come every 5 minutes. Incredibly slow. Unacceptable. And I'm like, what? Like, what? Actually, we made a whole city into one big train. We all just get on the train and we go around, and we thought, why even have a city? We'll just have one big train. And I'm like, how is this place real? Who built this place? No, but genuinely, the U.S. is worse. I do think the U.S. is a worse place to live than Europe. Full stop. I think there are just certain things about the European lifestyle that cause more social, like people are just outside and around each other more in Europe from what I've seen, at least in the cities. And I just think it's healthier. I think, like, humans aren't necessarily supposed to just be, like, inside all the time. Like, we saw that during COVID, you know, like how bad that is for your brain. And I feel like the US is just designed to keep you inside all the time. And Europe is the opposite. It's just like you're designed to be out and about and mingling with people all the time. It's like unavoidable. And I just think that's healthier. Like, just full stop. You could talk about all the other things between the two countries, but that one thing is the most impactful, I think. Is just like, over there, people are just around each other more. And in the US, people are just not spending as much time around each other. Whether it's on public transport, in cities, like just everything. Plus, America has boring landscapes. Now that is where I have to disagree with you. I think America's got to be one of the most beautiful countries on the planet, if not the most beautiful country on the planet, because it's so diverse. I mean, like, you've got countries like Russia and China that are similarly huge, but the diversity in their geography is so much smaller. Like the U.S. really does have it all, and so I do think it's quite an incredible country landscape-wise, but why don't go outside, though? Because it's very difficult to do anything outside in the U.S. Like, walking around here is, like, not, like, everything is designed around cars. And so, like, there's not good public spaces. There's not good places to be or walk or do anything, really, on foot. Like, you're just discouraged from ever being on foot. Like, to the point where, like, it feels more normal to be on like a Lime scooter in a US city than it does to be on foot. I think that's the main thing. It's just like everything is so car centric here that you're just discouraged from doing most things outside around other people. And that seems to be the main lifestyle difference in my opinion. Again, like there's so many other differences between the US and Europe. You could go on and on and on, but that to me, whenever I visit, is like the most like blindingly, glaringly obvious difference. Is just like we just in the US, we're inside, we're in our cars, we're just not really mingling that same way. This is really surprising to hear because my city has areas built in such a way where you can barely fit with a bike, let alone a car. Yeah, and I like that. It's like human scale. It's like everything's like more scaled for a human. Like when you're always in your car, everything needs to be scaled up for cars. Like signs need to be bigger so you can read them while you're driving. Like parking lots, you know, like everything just like ends up being big and spread out and ugly. I like Vermont. Yeah, Vermont's pretty great. I love Vermont. My family has a cottage there. One of the nice things about it is like a lot of the roads are older. There's not a ton of traffic. There's no billboards. Billboards are illegal in Vermont, so you get really nice views. I wish I could just walk places, but all we have is a grocery store and Starbucks in a 15-minute walk. Yeah, in a 15-minute walk of my house, the only things I could access are Goodwill, like Starbucks. That's like it. And like maybe a grocery store if I really hustled. If I walked fast. Goodwill 15-minute walk is kind of a crazy pull, though. At least you got the thrift. That is nice. That is nice. Dude, I've always lived near Goodwill in, like, every place I've ever lived. I lived near one in Mass, I lived near one in Texas, and now I live near one in Washington. What is that? Did they just put them near where I am, or am I going near where they are? Yeah, man. I want to go to Europe again. I already miss it. Netherlands was so amazing. I crave more of that, being outside and being around people. I'm so extroverted. Like, it really is so good for me to be around people like that. I need more of that. Like, just riding public transit, being around people all the time. I really love that. What European country would you move to? Probably the Netherlands. Because they all speak English and it's flat and they all bike everywhere. And they all like to techno music. Those are all big for me. Those are all big things for me. The bike thing is huge though. They go crazy with their bikes, man. They don't mess around. You want to live somewhere flat? Yes, I do. Ironically, I see the joke you're making, but I genuinely do because I love biking so much, and biking's really not fun in New England, and it's really not fun in Seattle because they're both so hilly. I miss Texas so much. It was so flat. I could just bike anywhere. I could just go anywhere. It was so flat. Ugh. I miss it so much. Mumbo Jumbo just moved to the French Alps. I'm almost mad at how perfect his life is. Good for him. What a beautiful place. You know what's crazy, though? You know what's really crazy? As my life becomes more and more perfect from doing this job, it is just so amazing how your goalposts move and how you find ways to be unsatisfied no matter how perfect your life becomes. Happiness really is this just like ever-moving goalpost that you're always going to be chasing like a hamster on a wheel. I think like self-actualization is really, really interesting, man. Like, I don't know. I find myself wanting for so much, and I'm so hungry to grow more, and I'm so hungry for more money so that I can start a family and maybe retire early and blah 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 blah. I've got all these like things that I'm not satisfied with, and I want to keep going, and I want to keep improving, and I'm still not happy with them. But then I remember like 5 years ago when I said to myself, if I could just scrape by with a YouTube channel, even if I was just barely making enough to pay rent, but I was doing YouTube full time, I would be the happiest man in the world. I would never want anything more than that. And I literally, I said that to myself, and I believed it, and I think it's kind of true on some level. But I don't know, you just eventually, you take things for granted. Eventually, it's easy to forget the fact that my life is essentially a permanent vacation where I get to do whatever I want every day. And I used to have a life where every Sunday night was like dreadful because I knew that there was 5 days of pure work that I couldn't escape, and I would just have to listen to some idiot who knew nothing about how I should be doing my job, but he was my boss, so I had to listen anyways. Like, I should be the happiest man in the world. Like I said, if I could just scrape by on YouTube, I would be so happy. And I am, but the goalpost moved, and now I want more. I want more. I don't know, dude. It's crazy. Life is interesting, man. I wonder, it's like, you start to understand what it's like to have, achieved your dreams. Like, I'm no, like, superstar Hollywood famous celebrity or anything like that, but I did achieve my dream of becoming a YouTuber, and so I have, like, a little bit of the taste of, like, what happens when you actually reach your dream, and then you're like, okay, now what? And then eventually you become dissatisfied anyways, and yeah, I don't know. I've gotten a little taste of it now. It's interesting. It's interesting. So hard to stay grounded and humble. I think like probably journaling would be helpful. Like if I could go back and read my mindset from a couple years ago before I was doing this full time, I bet it would be pretty eye-opening for me. Because I can remember it, but you know, it's one thing to remember. It's another thing to see it written down. I think it's a normal human instinct to want more. No, of course. Like, they've done this psychological study, right, where they give the rats, there's like a community of rats, and they give them everything they need, all the food, everything they would ever need to be happy, but like they're all like depressed and miserable because they have no purpose in their life. It's like one of those things. You need like the pursuit of something. It's just like built into our DNA, which makes sense from like an evolution perspective. Like, if you're ever happy, that means you're complacent. It means you're not paying attention, and something could sneak up and get you, right? So you always need to be on alert. You always need to be searching for something better. Probably, yeah, probably interesting. Probably some lessons to be learned there. Yeah, y'all are wild for having the Israel discussion in my chat right now. You gotta clean that up, guys. It'd be one thing if we were talking about that on the stream, but we haven't really gone into Israel today, nor do I want to. So, yeah, just take it to DMs, like they said. Rank all the European countries you've been to. That's usually why politics is avoided, because it spirals really easily. Yeah, but I don't know. It takes 2 seconds for me to just say, take it to DMs, and then we're all good. I don't know. I feel like we can't be afraid to have scary conversations. We're all mature here. Rank all the European countries I've been to. So I've been to Ireland. I've been to London, so the UK, France, but only Paris. And then Portugal, Spain, and the Netherlands. I think the Netherlands and Ireland are my top. I liked Paris a lot. London was pretty cool. London's pretty cool. I don't know about the rest of the UK. I would like to explore more of the UK, ideally, before making a judgment. Do you have an opinion on Czechia? I don't know much about Czechia. Other than you better check yourself before you wreck yourself. You forgot my country, Sweden? That's right, I have been to Sweden. Sweden was up there too. I would say maybe Sweden and Netherlands top 2, followed by Ireland, Paris, and London, and then followed by, like, I don't know, but Portugal was cool, but, like, it was kind of just like an island I went to, so, and I was young. I don't know. I suck at ranking things, dude. Brian and Derek both told me VidCon was full of AI slop. Were there any redeeming qualities of the event? The only redeeming quality of VidCon is the people, which is not something that VidCon is responsible for, you know? The people, the fans, the other creators, that's always the special part of any convention. So, it's why, even though VidCon was horrible, I had an amazing time, right? Because I'm always going to have an amazing time hanging out with fans and Minecraft creators. But yeah, that being said, the convention itself was inexcusably bad. Glad there was something enjoyable at least? No, of course, like, I mean, I just feel bad for the fans, because, like, for me, VidCon's insanely worth it, because I get to meet fans, which is really rewarding and fun for me, and then I get to hang out with other creators and go to cool parties with other creators. If you're not a creator and you're just going purely as a fan, man, VidCon would suck. I feel bad for the fans. It's fun for me, because I am a creator who gets invited to all these cool parties, and I get to go hang with cool people. If you're not in that position, it probably sucks. Did you go to EVO? I did not go to EVO. Dude, why would I even go to EVO? Melee's not there, bro. I don't care about the FGC. I care about Melee. I could not care about any other game in the fighting games community, to be honest. If I went to EVO, it'd just be because Mango's there. Did you see Mango's officially a year sober? I did. Who do you main? I main Samus and Donkey Kong in Melee. Do you watch The Amazing Digital Circus? I have not watched The Amazing Digital Circus. It's been on my list for a minute. What's your connection with Heike Ollie? Met him a couple times. Really cool guy. We're both shorts creators, but that's about it. Just drawing a circle around this farm real quick. Oops. Galactic Flake, welcome to the chat, dude. How's your day going? Did you fix the mob switch? I did, yes. I'm great since you talked to me. Anytime, man. Anytime. Thanks for being in the chat. Does grass count as dirt? Not for the statistic, unfortunately. That's why we're putting all the water, so that we can turn the dirt back, or the grass back into dirt, and then we'll dig it all after I get rid of the water. I still gotta see Obsession. I watched Backrooms and it was really good. I freaking loved Backrooms. I don't see why people... I saw like a lot of people saying it wasn't good or it was like overhyped or mid. I don't know what they're talking about. That was like my kind of movie, dude. I absolutely adored Backrooms. Maybe because it's a very like setting heavy movie and I'm kind of obsessed with like architecture and spaces and things like that. Settings in general. But no, I loved it. I thought it was really good. I think they expected a thriller. I don't know. I don't really like horror films in general, so it was my kind of horror film. Reminded me of the types of movies I prefer to watch, which would be more like psychological thrillers like Black Swan or, you know, movies more like that. They're not horror movies, but they're like horror adjacent thrillers. That's more my type of thing. So it was great. How many Minecraft YouTubers have you met? Probably like 100, dude. I've met so many of them. I've met most of Lifesteal. I've met most of... like, or not most, but like half the Hermit Crafters. And then, I don't know. Just a bunch of random people, too. Is there someone you haven't met IRL that you want to? Nobody comes to mind right away other than, like, non-Minecraft YouTubers. that I would be interested in meeting in real life. But in terms of Minecraft YouTubers, I've met most of the people. Like, I'm probably forgetting someone who I've, like, been wanting to meet for a while, but... Stampy Cat? I never watched Stampy Cat. I, like, barely know who that is, so... wouldn't be on the list for me. I know he had, like, a very long-running Let's Play that a lot of people grew up with, but I think I was a little too old for that. Same with Dan TDM. I think I missed the boat on Dan TDM. Never seen a single video from that guy. And I have not met him. I don't think so, at least. I'm pretty sure he wasn't at the Minecraft movie premiere. Or if he was, maybe only very briefly, and I didn't really speak to him. Mogswamp? Mogswamp. You should come meet me at a TwitchCon, Endore. That would be so fun. You missed the golden age of Minecraft content? I was watching Minecraft back then, so BWO, Etho, DocM77. That was sort of my golden age of Minecraft content. The stuff you guys are saying, I literally think I was too old for it. You guys, like, I first played Minecraft when I was, like, 15 going on 16, so, like, I don't, not that I'm saying those guys made, like, kids videos, but I think it was for a little bit of a younger audience. I think I was already too old for, like, a lot of the things you guys are talking about. Like, I remember definitely feeling like I was way too old to watch Sky Does Minecraft. Back in the day. Did you ever watch Preston Plays? Nope, same story. I'm too old for Preston Plays, dude. I'm probably like 5 years older than Preston Plays. So your age is 30, right? Yes. Yes, 30. Just turned 30. That's younger than my parents? What on earth? Are you like 6? My oldest sister is 20. Which means if your parents are younger than me and I'm 30 and your older sister's 20, your parents had your sister when they were under 10 years old. I don't think your math is mathing, bro. I really don't. No, my parents are older than you, bro? You just... Okay, never mind. All right. Just gotta fix that little hiccup over here. Ba-dum-ba-dum-bum-ba-dum-bum. Okay, I think I did it. That should close the gap. Sweet. Dang, dude, look at this map. Look at that. That's so crazy. We covered all that. Honestly, I think that's it. I think that's all I wanted to do. And then we, do you ever get tired of placing water? Well, I've only been placing it for today, so not really. Okay, sorry guys, my brain just kind of froze for a second. Could you make a creative building stream soon? I would love to. I showed a little earlier in stream, we're working on designing a new desert area for out here. So, I would love to work on that more on stream. But for today, I think I've done all the water I want to do. So I think the next step is just going to be making the flying machines to clear it all out. And making sure that it's all dirt and there's no grass left. So probably just have to AFK around here for a little bit to make sure all the grass gets converted or whatever. But other than that, I think this is it, dude. I think we got done everything I wanted to for this stream. So we'll clear out the water from this. Then we'll clear out all the dirt from this. And then after that, we'll probably work on flooding some more stuff. And I think I'm going to fill in all these slime chunks with dirt as well, which is going to be ridiculous. Mog, what the heck? Why does the new world download cost? World downloads always cost money on Patreon until I do a world tour, and then it's free. So you'll have to wait for the next world tour. If you want the world download, the most recent one, just go to Mogswamp and you'll find the latest world tour and you can download the world for free. But it's a little bit outdated now. It's like a year old or something. A little less than a year old. Dang, dude, I can't believe all that water. That's crazy. It feels crazy to have half my map covered in water again. All right, guys, I think that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in. I had an awesome stream. I hope you did too. I'll see you in the next one. We're going to raid someone. Oh, bad timing. Linksy just raided me. Well, we're going to have to pass it on to the next person. Double it and pass it on to the next person. Because I'm ending. I'm just ending now. But thank you so much for the raid, Linksy. Just to show you guys what we did on this stream. We were covering the flat world with water to convert some of the grass back into dirt. So we covered all this blue you see here with water in today's stream. Pretty productive stream.